All right, so we're finally getting started. We're here at the property. The existing house is behind me, and all of the trees here that are inside of this red flag boundary. So we've got a few trees that we've marked with red tape. Those are coming down, and everything close to the house is coming down. So this is the official start. We've got some, I don't know, 30, 35 trees to take down. Then we'll come back in through here with a excavator and rip up the stumps. Ideally, we would have had a bigger excavator in here and maybe push some of these trees over, make it a little easier, but my truck's in the shop. I can't tow anything up here. We got to get started. Worst case scenario, I tell the bigger excavators to pull the stumps, so no big deal. All right, here we go. Okay, this is the end of day one. We cleared out half of the 35-ish trees that are behind the house, which is a lot. Okay, so here we go. You can see now we've got this big clearing here. So we got all the trees down here, and then we still have this half of the property to go, or at least this half of everything to go. So I counted there are 17 more trees up that direction. Let's go take a look from the deck. Yeah, oh, it's wide open.
Yeah.
I think it's time for lunch and a beer. So we're gonna go do that. See you tomorrow.
So the delivery trucks are here. They're delivering our foundation materials. They got 2 big flatbeds. So it's not the best day, it's snowing, to be delivering it, but we're getting it done.
It snowed last night and yesterday, and today we are on our way over to the site so that we can actually start excavating. Hopefully they're supposed to drop off a 35,000 pound excavator for me to start using, and hopefully it's not going to be too bad with the cold and everything else, but we hit a cold snap. It's September in Colorado, and you know, ideally we would have started this way earlier, but that's just not how it worked out. I mean, heck, look at the truck. Thing is frozen up this morning.
All right, the excavator is here. Check it out. He almost passed the road. Well, he did pass the road, so Louis ran down here to grab him. So maybe they're just offloading it at the road. Louis, is it gonna be big enough?
I certainly hope so.
Oh my God. All right, can you figure out how to run it?
Oh, it should be good to go.
Oh my God. Sounds so bad. We gotta take that boulder and get it out of the way. All right, Louis, how's it been going?
Did all right. I mean, I've kind of made a little road behind us.
Yeah?
It's not too bad.
Pushed a bunch of trees over.
Yeah, I got I think a 3 or a 4-for-1 combo.
Nice.
At one point. But now we gotta like actually chunk these up. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like, because you can't really move them that much. Like you can lift them up with the excavator, but I've got like no space right now because there's just so much around. I could keep pushing trees over, but then we're just gonna make it even harder on ourselves. The end of day one, I'll call it the first like 3 or 4 hours of excavating, and let's talk about what we did. The first thing is I had to kind of build myself a road to get the excavator around the house. So I dug into the side of the hill here and kind of made myself a little road. And then coming through here, we had to take out a couple of trees in this zone, dig into this hill a little bit just so we could get the excavator down. And then the trees that we hadn't cleared yet really started right around like here. So it's about here, all the way back was nothing but trees, really dense trees. So we took out all of the trees
from here all the way back to about here. This is kind of the last one that we fell for today. We still have to take out these three, a couple up on the hill, and then we got the excavator down into the backyard area, and there were probably about 20 something stumps, and so we pulled every stump with the excavator. And then once we were done, and that included the roots, like there were just roots and stumps and crap everywhere. But yeah, all of this was big, huge stumps. So we pulled all that, flattened it out a little bit just so we could see what we were working with. Got all the stumps back to about here. And the whole goal was so that I could basically create some space for myself to maneuver the excavator, because I didn't have much like swing room or places to pile stuff. So we really wanted to just like start a pile, start getting stuff down, start pushing trees over, cut those trees up, move the trees out. And we still have a lot more tree work to do, but eventually we'll dig a pretty big pit and bury all of the stumps in an area that we're never really going to use. It's far off. And then today, Leah and I also thinned out a bunch of trees in here, just because all these little trees are just kind of blocking your view. They're into the septic leach field, and they're just never going to like survive together. So we thinned them out, and we have a bunch of those that we have down as well. So realistically, we actually got quite a lot done when you think we only need the excavator for a couple of hours.
All right, it is 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. Kind of going to do day 2 of excavating on the property. Goal for today is to knock down some more trees. I mean, there's a lot of trees that got to come down, but knock down some more trees, kind of get that organized, get myself some more space on the property, pull their stumps, and then eventually dig a big pit to bury the stumps. See if we can get some tunes going on in here. Yeah, there we go. Speakers aren't great, but all right. Okay.
Of trees this way, and now we're just working on clearing them. So the process has been the excavator picks up a whole big tree. We come in with the train saws and cut all the limbs off, so that's kind of why all these limbs are laying here. Then you just have the trunk log, and then we're using the excavator to pick up the logs and move them to a pile over here. So we've got a bunch of piles of different stuff that we're gonna soon have to do something with, which we have an idea of, but that's coming later. So it's end of day 2 with the excavator, and we made quite a bit of headway today. So you can see walking back the lot, it is much more open. So we've still yet to clear some of these trees with the X's on them. But otherwise, all the rest of this lot, we made a ton of headway. See, it's super open. So we cut out a bunch of trees here, so it's way more open this way. And then the other big thing we did is, if you look down here, is first we stacked the logs from the trees here. We'll do something with that later. But then, as you can see, there's a big pile of dirt here. So we dug a huge hole right here to put all of the stumps and the root balls from the trees into. Reason for that, we needed the dirt from the hole for eventually grading the site, and we needed a place to put the stumps. So it worked out. So we will eventually fill that all in and cover it up level with ground so you won't even realize it's there. And like I said, we'll do something with this log pile later, but look at how open this was. There was just absolutely trees everywhere here previously, so we've made a lot of headway.